Today I'm giving you my personal story, my personal experience of how I went from bad personal credit to good business credit. A lot of times people don't like to give you their real story, but that's not me. I like to tell you things from my experience. So when I tell you can get good business credit with bad personal credit, I've lived it. I'm telling you my personal experience today. All right, stay tuned. So yesterday we had a good conversation about business credit, and I was still just kind of taken aback, if you will, about how many entrepreneurs still don't know the benefits of just getting business credit. It's the best way to fund your business. It's the best way to fund your ideas. It's the best way to take your business to the next level. If you want to open that second location, or if you want to hire that second employee, or if you want to, beef up your marketing effort. There's just so many things that need to be done in a business. And sometimes if you don't have the right business funding when you need it, you will not be successful. And I think it boils down to that very simple fact. I've seen some very good ideas, some good businesses that just didn't have the funding that they needed, or they didn't have the information that they needed to be successful, and they ended up going out of business. And it was a really good idea. And so that just of course leads you back to ideas are a dime a dozen, and we'll have a whole nother video about that. But I think that it's important for us to have this business credit conversation and make it a continual conversation, so that you can continuously get the understanding and get the knowledge that you need, so that you can add money, funding to your business. All right, so my personal experience. I told you I'm going to start there. We talked about it yesterday, and I don't mind talking about my story and talking about my experience. So maybe about 5 years ago, maybe even 7 years ago, actually, 7 years ago or so, 7 to 6 years ago, made a investment that didn't pay back, didn't return, anything like that. And so that caused me to have bad personal credit, and so I'm late on a couple of payments, overextended on a few things, and that's just how it goes as an entrepreneur. You win some and then you lose some, so it's all good. You win. Over the last 20 years, that's what I've learned. It's all of the ups and it's all the downs. That'll happen sometime. But what I realized through that process is that I had been funding all of my business ideas, I'm talking about for the previous 12 years, 13 years, out of my own pocket. And somebody who is very successful in business, told me about business credit, because I just didn't understand how, as a business, he was able to do what it is that he was doing, and just seemed like he was always had funding. He was always, it was just, and he was no different than me. We were both doing business at a high level, and, he had some wins, had some losses, but it just seemed like the buffer and the barrier for him doing what he was doing was just a little bit, I don't know, more solid than mine. And I just didn't understand it. And so he was telling me about business credit. And, that was one of the things that really kind of set me on this path. But the whole idea is that at that particular time, because I had a few late payments, because I was a little bit overextended, and we talked about some of these things on the channel, and of course we'll circle back to them to give a little bit more depth on what those things mean and the reasons why your personal credit can go down just by being overextended, or just by having your credit lines maxed out. That is what can definitely happen to take your score down. We'll talk about that. So I had all of the above, and my score was down. You'll drop 100 points just by missing a payment and having your limit maxed out, so you could easily go from a 750 to a 620 in a short period of time, just because of those things. And if you're using personal credit to move around in the business space, that is what will slow you down. And so that's when I discovered business credit, like I said, through somebody who was very successful in business, very wealthy, and just really had a firm grasp on the whole concept of business credit. So showed me the basics, showed me some things that I needed to do, and I did them. And so now I teach it to other business owners so that they can be successful. So at that point, I'm in the low sixes, and that on the personal side of the house, that is not very good credit. So I'm in the low sixes, 615, 620, 630, somewhere in that range. And So I had to figure out what I was going to do. So at that point, when I discovered business credit, and he was telling me about the benefits of business credit and how it's separate from your personal credit, the steps that I needed to take to start building my business credit, I said, that is impossible. I said, my personal credit is not really that good. And so how can I go out and get business credit? And sure enough, I did. And so I established my business credit while my personal credit was not that great. And the reason that you can do that is because they're two separate things. Your business credit and your personal credit do not touch one another. They don't touch one another at all. So the things that you do on the business side of the house don't necessarily have to touch onto the personal side of what you're doing. Now I walk through those steps, and I think I have on previous videos, but I'll definitely walk through those steps in the next couple of videos so you can know exactly what you need to do. But I just wanted to give you my experience because I started from nothing in the whole business credit game. Now we have thousands of dollars in business credit, and it's in our business's name. And that's what you want as an entrepreneur. You want to be able to go into any financial institution, give them your EIN number, which is your employee identification number. That's the unique identifier for your business. You want to be able to give them that number instead of your social security number so that people can look up your business on Dun & Bradstreet and see that you're a credible and credit-worthy company. And then they will extend credit to your business. And that's how it goes. One of the great things about business credit versus personal credit is that the limits are way higher. You can get $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in business credit, where on the personal side, you would get $10,000 or $15,000. And that's just because the lending institutions, they want you to spend money as a business to go out and build your business. They understand that business is how our economy stays going. They understand that you're going to grow that business. They understand that you're going to hire some employees in that community who are then going to come back and bank with them. So it's an investment that they make into the community all around. So they want to see that business thrive, and they know that businesses need funding so that they can do things like get inventory and do things like do marketing and do things like hire employees. They want to give businesses the resources they need so that they can be successful. But people just don't understand how important business credit is, and I was one of them. That's why when I give you these stories and I talk about business credit, that is a personal story that I'm giving you all because I have been there. I know what it's like to try to fund your ideas out of your own pocket with your own credit cards, and everything that you can do on the personal side of the house, but it's just so limited if that's the way you're doing things. There's a whole nother world out there that just focuses on the business side, and I'm telling you, you would be amazed at how much you can get on the business side so that you can start funding your ideas, funding your innovations, and funding the things that you want to do with your business. All right, as usual, like, subscribe, share, send this information to every entrepreneur that you know. This is a conversation that every entrepreneur needs to be aware of. They need to go get business credit. They need to have funding for their business. So make sure that you send this out, share it with every entrepreneur that you know so that they can get involved with this whole conversation that we're having over the next few days about business credit. Also, as usual, the best form of support is just you being here with me today, and I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, I'm Tremain Davis, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. This video is brought to you by Davis & Davis Investments and Management, a full-service business solutions firm. So whether you need one-on-one business coaching or training, or whether you need business strategy development, or if you just need to learn how to shoot professional videos from your iPhone so you can move some of your content online, we've been helping businesses win for over 10 years. So click the link below, grab your free consultation to see if we're the right fit for you.
So, thank you for watching our video, and make sure subscribe to the channel, click the button, and 2, 5. Bye!
Hold on.
Bye!
Good job.
Bye!
TJ just told everybody to subscribe to the channel and look below and click the button. Good job, TJ.
Bye.
Bye.